Hello, this is Maria. Hello, this is Ran from Nile Quantum Insights. Tonight we are going to learn how to use openpyxl to format and style the workbook. Actually, we will start from the scratch by creating a new workbook, add some data, and then this is going to be the first of the mini series that will come afterwards. So this is just going to be a gentle introduction to getting started in OpenPy Excel. So let's give it a few minutes before or to see if anyone will join. And give me some up if you can hear me so that I can be sure that my system is working properly. You can draw me a comment, questions. I'll make sure I'll keep an eye on my chat box as I continue talking about what we are going to do tonight. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. What I'm doing actually, as you all know, those of us in the US, this is a Thanksgiving day, and there are many things that we are thankful or grateful to God for. And there are many ways for which one can express his or her gratitude to God. Some of the things that I like doing is knowledge sharing using Nile Quantum. So I like providing tutorials, and this is why I'm doing this one. So that we can see how we can use this package to format and style Excel document. So I'll share my screen, and this is Positron. Positron is a new IDE by the former RS Studio, which is the Posit company. And this is the next generation of data science. It's replacing RS Studio for those who know RS Studio. I have recently made a transition from R to Python, so I'm now fully in Python. I will still be using R, but just as a tutorial to help others, but mainly, yeah, change them up. Mostly I will be focusing on on Python. I love Python for things that I'm interested in, and I think it's the best tool for my interests. So let me here I'm gonna get maybe I will go on GitHub and create a repo and then clone it so that I can easily push it to GitHub. So let me come here. You won't be able to see this part. I'm not sharing this part. I'm on the other screen. I'm using two screens. So let's say Excel workbooks with openpyxl. Yeah, let's just create it like this. And let me go back. I don't want to do it like that. So maybe I'm just gonna create something in here. So let me go here. I'll go to a terminal, get a new, and need to get rid of this. Okay, so let me say, let me list this. Okay, so I need to copy my documents. I will make a new folder here, create a new folder here. Let's call it Excel workbooks. Okay, let's do that. And then we will copy, we will get into that. And let's check there. There's nothing in there. So let's see. Yeah. So now what I will do, I will open the folder here. I'll go to my document, then I'll open the document. And then there are two ways I can do this one. I can either use a Jupyter notebook or use a portal. I'm going to use a portal. So for the document here is what I'm going to use. Good thing about Quarto is it's allowed us to write professional documents. So the first thing I will do, the title here will be getting started and open by Excel. Let me add other attributes. Author is going to be me. Let me add the date. Today's date is 24, 28. No, 11/28. Sorry, 11/28. And then the format here is going to be HTML. It could be PDF or something. Yeah, PDF or HTML. Or if it is a slideshow, I can use Vue.js or PowerPoint, etc. But this is what I'm going to do. And then next, I'm going to save. It's showing out here, so I'm going to switch from R to Python because I'm using Python. This is the one that I'm going to use. And then I'm going to save my document by going to File and Save As. Now it's pointing to this, and that's where I want to save it. That QMD is the extension for quarter document, markdown document or markdown. We are going to say, maybe just say Excel workbooks. Okay, so now we are ready. And good thing here I can use shortcuts. What I have done here to enter a code chunk is Shift Command on I'm on Mac, but it's going to be Shift Control Shift on your Control Shift I if you are on PC. And let me level it here. So the first thing we need to do is load the libraries, the packages that we are going to use. And the package that we need to use is openpyxl, which is an Excel library for Python. So say from openpyxl import, we're gonna import workbook, and we're gonna do import load workbook. So let me run it. I'm gonna click control return here, and let's see. I can also run this here to load them. So some of these, so this is, let me put this one down. So here is showing that this has been loaded. And then so from there, we can come down here and initialize the workbook. So we are going to initialize a workbook. The way we initialize a workbook, we just write just WB for workbook is equal. When you are creating a new workbook, you're going to use the function workbook that we imported. And maybe let me say print, and we will check our workbook that we have just created to see the sheet name. So if you have worked with Excel document before, you know that Excel document is organized by tabs. You don't intentionally rename those tabs, then you're going to see it will start with sheet 1, sheet 2, export, and so on. So let's see here. I'm going to click run this one and see. So the sheet name here is just sheet, and that is what we have from just what we have just created. Now we can get the worksheet or the Excel sheet. WS is equal, and we can say workbook dot active. If you have more tabs or sheets in your workbook, assuming we are not, this is not what we are creating from the scratch, it is something that we loaded into our system, then by grabbing the active, so the first tab is always going to be the active sheet that you can get by saying workbook.active, and it's going to pull it out. And then we can say, okay, this worksheet that we have that is active, we will change its title to something we need. Maybe we say my beautiful sheet, something like that. And then now let's run this. And you see now the sheet name has been changed to my beautiful sheet. Another thing we can do, showcase this one, we can save the workbook. So let me say, the way we save the workbook, we say just workbook and save function, and then we call it, we can say it example workbook, or maybe let me write it out for dot Excel. And now When I run this one, you see now we have saved it here. And I can open it up. Here it will open like here. So what I will do, I'll go onto my desktop. I'll come onto my desktop. Let me see if I can pull it to that side. Okay, well, let me pull it there, but I will open it and then pull it to that side if I can. Uh, okay, let me do this one. Because I'm using Mac, it's showing as numbers because that is what Mac system or yeah, OS system or well, the Excel. We have just created a blank workbook and we renamed the sheet as my beautiful sheet. Now to save the new data to this sheet, you have to close it. Otherwise, you're gonna get an error if you don't. So I'm gonna close it, come back here, and then now what I will do, I'm just gonna leave that alone. Then I'll come down, add another sheet here. So we are going to load that sheet we have, not sheet, workbook that we have just created. So we are going to load it and then now we'll work on it by adding some data to it. So the way we will get it is say, okay, workbook is equal to, we are going to say load book, and the workbook we are loading is this one. So I'm just gonna grab this link path. I will also bring this down here. I'll put it down there. I will comment it out because I want to. So let's load this one first. When we load it, we have loaded now, and we can check the sheet names, and we have my beautiful sheet. So what can we do? What we can do, we can pull out a cell at a time. So there is a cell. mm, We can say worksheet is equal to workbook. I can say active here since that is the easiest way. I could have just called it with the name here, but like this. Let me copy this. So instead of doing this, um, yes, I could have said worksheet is equal to workbook, and now, oh sorry, I can do it like this. That is going to pull that sheet that we are working on, that we have renamed as my beautiful sheet, and then now cell number one, which is cell A, that's the straight cell A1, I'm going to give it a value, assign it a value, and the value that I will assign here is maybe let me let me say from this time forward, date time as dt maybe, and then so here let me see if I can put the date in here. So dt, and then we will say today is day 24 and month is 11th and then date is 28. Let me run it to see what will happen. Okay, everything one is expected. So let's save it so that we can check if we did it correctly. So let's save it. And then now we are going back to reopen it. Make sure. see if we have added it in there. And unfortunately, I have to minimize that to bring it here. So now we have added the date here. This is the date that we just entered, today's date. So, and I'm gonna close it. I want to save it. Come back here. So load it again. So this is just gonna load it again, and then let's say uh, maybe cell B2. This is B2. Let me give it. Maybe my name is Leoran, and let's say another cell C, maybe 4. We are going to give it, let's say, a lot of science or Python, maybe statistics and something like mathematics. And then let me add another cell. So let's say maybe A, we have A1 there, A2. So A3, let's say Python. Okay, so we have added extra data here. Let's run it and save it, and then open it back up. This is limiting my ability. So this is what we have just created. So let's, so we added that in A1, we added this one in B2, we added this here in A3, we added this in C4. There are many things you can do. You can create a document here like this, but what I'm trying to demonstrate here and show you is that you have the ability to create a document from the scratch. But the most efficient way is when you have your own your Excel document that you want to format, and you import it in, and you format it instead of doing the formatting like here, like styling, adding background colors, adding borders, changing font type. Those you can do uh, automatically in OpenPy Excel rather than just by hand. And recently at work, I automated 3 documents, like 3 reports that I used to do. One report used to take me about 4 to 6 hours to complete, from downloading the data from the different platforms, cleaning it in Python. No, I was actually doing it in Excel, so pivoting and filtering, then saving it, opening it up again, adding all these styles. So I just wrote a program Python with OpenPy, and now I'm able to do that in about, I think it's 20, between 15 to 25 minutes. which is like a 90% improvement in production time. Okay, so let's come back. And so this year, this is B2 to B2 is where I save my name. But if I want to merge all the cells, let's say from A2 to B2 to merge those cells, or actually to C2, what would happen? So let's try that. So to merge cells, we can say, take our worksheet, we say merge underscore cell, and then we provide it with what we want to merge. So here we want to go from A to maybe C3. Let me say C3. And then let's run it. If there is a mistake, it's gonna throw an error. It didn't throw an error, so like maybe we did it correctly. So let me open it up. We'll see what we have done. Okay. This is what we have done, but we have gotten rid of our information that was there in there. So that's not what we wanted to do. Let's try again. So let me go from uh, B B2 to C3, and let's try again. Oops. Okay, what happened? Okay. What about? Okay, that is still not working. Let's show. Let's show. Okay, so the value is already in there. Let me check something here real quick. Okay. Okay, so let's say A1, no, A3 to A3 to C3. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Let me check it again. Okay, so I will comment this out first. Let's load it. something is wrong somewhere. Need to okay. So let me comment everything out because what I should have done is load the workbook. But now that I loaded, saved it. Let me see what is going on there. So I had deleted that piece. We add this piece in. Okay. So I changed that because I had already merged the cells. So it didn't want me to put it in there. So what I could have done is since we have merged those cells, we could say, let's say A1, and let's see if it's going to work. Yeah, so that works. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. I replaced the date, so I want it to be A2. Okay. And now let me show you what we have. So this is what we have. We had already merged these cells. So when I was trying to re-enter this thing, putting it somewhere, this is now one cell, because we merged it. But after changing the value to A2, this is A2, it was able to take it without any issue. So we can center this here in the middle. We can pull it to the right. We can do anything. We can add the background color code into it. There are a lot of things that we can do to make it look good if that is our goal. So basically, that's how you create a workbook. You can also create. So let's say now let me comment this out. Since we have already had that in there, we're gonna load. We're gonna load the workbook. We're gonna load the workbook, and then we will say we will load a workbook, and we'll add another. We will add another tab or sheet. So we will say workbook. We will create. Here we want to create. Sorry, not capitalize. We will create a sheet. This sheet we're gonna call it my beautiful sheet 2. Let's run it. Or maybe we want to do something to. We want to add something to this sheet A. Let's say we want to say Welcome, welcome, welcome home, baby. Then let's say we run it, we save it, we open it. Sorry, I click on the wrong button. Right? And I'll have to drag it to the side. Now this is the next sheet that we added. We added welcome home. So that's how you can create or get started with open PyXL from creating workbook from the scratch. Most typically, you will have to import the Excel workbook that you already have data in. You can also create the data and add it. You can create a data and append it to it. So I'm just gonna probably stop here, but this is basically how you get started in OpenNS PyXL. So I thank you all for tuning in. I have been slacking a little bit, but I would like to resume recording. So this is just warming up. We are just warming up, and I hope you will continue tuning in to learn data science. Whether you are interested in data science with R or Python, we are here to help. Thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving to those of us in the US, and happy Friday Eve to those around the world outside the US. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.